happen. Now, I can understand them wanting to make their money, but you have to think about your fans. This is a pivotal moment for y'all sport. Why would you have a lockout at a time like this? For the life of me. Like, y'all just now kind of got the casual.
Adam Silver has just unloaded a bomb on the WNBA. The entire 2026 season has been deleted as if it never happened. And before you scroll past thinking this is just hype, listen up, because what I'm about to tell will make you reconsider everything you thought you knew about women's basketball. This is not about a few bad calls or a long losing run. No, it goes deeper. This is about the league being dismantled from inside. It's about top-tier players being silenced, threatened, and controlled like puppets on strings. Over 1 million admirers have finally said enough. This is the day the WNBA as we knew it ended. Now, I'd like to ask you something.
To go sit down with Kamala Harris and continue to bash the lady in the media, which I'm not a Kathy Engelbert fan. I think she's a bonehead. I think she needs to be fired. I believe all of that. But them refusing to negotiate is not helping anything at this current.
When was the last time a major sports league canceled a full season? Not because of a strike or a pandemic, but because the individuals in charge were so utterly incompetent that fans simply stopped coming. Take a moment to consider that. Here's what they don't want you to know. It did not happen overnight. It started little. Caitlin Clark was called for a questionable foul, and Sophie Cunningham received an unnecessary warning. Lexi Hull sat on the sidelines while she played the best basketball of her career. Fans noticed. Players observed. But everyone remained silent because that is what you are supposed to do. Right? Keep your head down, play the game, and cash your paycheck. Wrong. Behind the veil was a full-fledged dictatorship. Players were summoned to offices and manipulated at every point.
Wait an entire offseason, and we don't even know what's going to happen. There might be a lockout. There might not even be a 2026 season, guys. We might not see her until we don't know when we'll see Caitlin Clark play basketball again. That is what sucks. That is what sucks. It seems the owners and the players are far, far apart on an agreement as far as the new CBA. And we don't know when they'll make.
They were not given playbooks or game tactics. They were handed lists of what they couldn't do, who they weren't permitted to hang out with, and what other sports they couldn't participate in. The message was plain. Stay in line or face suspension. Stay silent or you will get cut. Obey or disappear. Then came the moment that lit the internet on fire. The league really informed Caitlin Clark that she could not play golf. Yes, golf. Let that sink in. The biggest WNBA star in a decade. The player is single-handedly boosting ticket sales and television ratings. Was told she couldn't pursue a basic activity in her spare time. They stated she couldn't bring Sophie Cunningham or Lexi Hull. They claimed she couldn't step outside the WNBA's invisible prison. In essence, they said she didn't even own her own life. That's when the supporters burst. Thousands, 10,000 and counting, began boycotting, speaking out, and refusing to remain silent.
Any of that. And those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season last season. There's immediate hesitancy. Is that a word? There's immediate hesitancy about giving Caitlin Clark too much praise. They didn't want to give her too much praise. They didn't want to prop her up too much and forget about everyone else who came before her. Didn't want to put her on MVP ladders. Didn't want to put her as Rookie of the Year until it was so evident that they had to. There was just so many things that it felt like it was always just a little bit of a push. Like, make sure you don't do too much. We don't want to give her too much praise. We don't want to tweet about her too much. We don't want to post about her too much. We don't want to give her too much media coverage. Let's just make sure that everyone else is also happy. Like, that seemed to be the consensus for the entire.
Then it snowballed. 50,000, 200,000, or 500,000. Finally, the ultimate blow. 1 million supporters have officially boycotted the WNBA. 1 million. Do you realize how devastating that is? This was not a protest. It was full-fledged revolution. Ticket sales did not merely drop. They went completely silent. The arenas weren't simply quiet. They were ghost towns. In Chicago, there were 150 fans. New York, maybe 100 on a good night. Some games resembled high school scrimmages. Empty stands reached as far as the eye could see. You could hear players breathing from the nosebleed seats. Security personnel outnumbered fans. It was humiliating, pitiful, and a complete collapse. Adam Silver was watching everything unfold. Every empty seat, lost sponsorship, every viral video of Caitlin Clark being elbowed in the face with no whistles blown. Every replay showed Lexi Hull writhing in anguish on the court while the refs ignored her.
Engelbert's worst nightmare. It's her worst nightmare because so much of what people have said has come true about the interest of this league. It hinges on one person, whether they like it or not. This is last Sunday, folks. They keep telling me how popular.
Every video of Sophie Cunningham being harassed only for showing up and playing hard. Adam Silver saw it all. The league's top stars were humiliated on video, and WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert did nothing. Worse, she wasn't simply passive. She was the one who punished, warned, cut, and shamed them. Finally, Silver convened an emergency meeting. The doors closed. There were no cameras or press, only a cold, oppressive silence. One enraged NBA commissioner stepped into a room full of people who knew they were about to face consequences. His first query was, "What happened here?" Silence. The second question is, why are our stars being punished? Why are players cut without reason? Why are the fans walking out? Why do arenas resemble abandoned warehouses? Why is the league collapsing? More silence. Kathy Engelbert simply sat there. There are no explanations, no apologies, and no accountability. Simply the loud sound of a league collapsing in real time. And then is when Silver learnt the frightening reality. This was not an error. It was not a case of inadequate management. This was sabotage. A methodical demolition of everything the WNBA was supposed to be. He watched the footage. 150 people in a 20,000-seat arena. Security guards were scrolling through their phones because there was virtually no one to protect. Sponsors are quietly pulling out. Then came the clip, which utterly broke him. Players were crying in the locker rooms. Superstars are extremely frustrated. Entire teams are outraged at being benched for no cause. Cut without explanation. They were told they couldn't play any other sports. They were told they could not leave. They were told they could not grow. They were told they could not live. And then Silver said the words they never expected to hear. The 2026 WNBA season has been cancelled. The room froze. The players gasped. Executives panicked. Kathy Engelbert's face turned white. This was more than simply a cancelled season. It was an execution. Adam Silver stood up and said, "The WNBA is broken, and we will not pretend anymore. No preseason, training camp, draft, or games. The entire 2026 season is wiped clean." The WNBA was no longer a league. It was a crime scene. Players eventually began to speak up, albeit discreetly at first. The floodgates opened. They claimed they felt confined, punished for their success, and controlled like captives. Some admitted to feeling unsafe on the court, with injuries being overlooked, a toxic environment, and those in control purposefully ruining the league from within. Silver witnessed the most horrific fact. The WNBA was not failing due to a lack of skill, fans, or funding. It was failing because the people in charge were deliberately burning it down. So he shut everything down. One decision, one season cancelled, and one league exposed. And how did they react? Fans celebrated. Sponsors breathed a sigh of relief. For the first time in ages, athletes felt understood. Meanwhile, Kathy Engelbert could only watch as a league she was supposed to safeguard collapsed to dust in her grasp. Now for the question that no one is asking. What will happen next? Is the WNBA coming back? Will Kathy Engelbert keep her job? Do players finally receive the respect they deserve? Is this the beginning of the end? Please share your ideas in the comments section, as this topic is only getting started. If you believe I'm exaggerating, look at the attendance figures yourself. Watch the footage. Listen to what the players discuss behind closed doors. The truth is out there, and it is far worse than anyone likes to admit. The WNBA was just cancelled due to its own incompetence. And Honestly, this could be the best thing to happen to women's basketball.